Good morning, folks, and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host for today, Tawana Wright. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, all of them, without regard to politics. Folks, we made a conscious decision when the pandemic began to move our healthy living programming online so people had a chance to stay active while they were staying safe at home. And we've continued that strategy because we realized we can reach far more people online than we ever could in a public session. So this morning, we're working out with Jerri Haslem. Jerri, how are you doing?
I'm great. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, doing fine. Jerri, what are we working on this morning?
Tawana, we are working on balance. And I got a confession. I need it. You need it. We all need it. We never think about it. And it is something that, trust me, in any activity, you're going to realize if you don't have your balance.
Well, you're telling the truth about that because it's easy to lose your balance. Folks, we want to remind you that before you begin any exercise routine, you should consult your physician. And we want to make sure that you know we don't want you to do anything that's going to hurt you. So remember that we're doing these exercises, but you do your race, your pace. All right, Jerri, let's get started.
Okay, I thank you. You ready? Let's do it. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad that you joined me today. I'm Jerri Haslem, and what I want you to understand today is a lot of the moves that we will do, you may not see a huge physical difference in them. And by that, I want you to be able to feel them. It's when I say you're balanced, you can't see balance. I can think that I'm standing flat and I'm comfortable, but it's a feeling. So a lot of the moves and what we're going to do today and things that really I want you to go back into to do throughout the week or whatever is to practice your balance. And I know that sounds, da 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 da, but the reality is in every activity, if you're out walking, if you're playing golf, whatever that is, that balance plays a part in it. If you're in your kitchen cooking, you're going to need your balance. So let's get started. You know, the first thing I ask, you give me a smile. I don't care what else you give me, but I have to have that smile. Fair enough? We're going to start some balance, just some activities that I want you to try. If you're sitting down, I'm going to ask you if you would stand. And if you choose not to, I'm okay with that. But I want you to get your feet apart. And when you get your feet apart, I want you to just let your hands just fall by your side. And with this, I simply want you to feel for your balance, not putting any more pressure in the front or the back or the sides, okay? So standing, making sure that your heels and your toes are grounded to the earth, to the floor, to the carpet, whatever you're on. And I want you to stand there and just give me balance. I don't want you to lock out your legs. They're soft. It's just a natural stance, okay? With that being said, if you would, trust yourself and trust me. I want you to close your eyes. And if you don't want to close them, at least lower your eyelids, okay? Because the first thing I want you to do is to get comfortable with what it feels like with your eyes closed to feel your balance. Again, hear me. Sometimes we look for our balance, but it is really a feeling from within inside. And I'll give you an example. If you've ever been walking and you stepped off the curb or stepped in the wrong way, the first thing you try to do is adjust. Where you're adjusting from the outside, but internally, you know that you're not balanced, okay? So lower your eyelids or close them if you're comfortable. And if you're not, I get it. And just listen to me. With your eyelids lower or closed, your hands by your side, I simply want you to put that weight to the front of your body. And when I say that, imagine that you've got a beautiful window pane in front of you. You can see it, and you're just gonna just gently just lean into that pane. You're not going to fall. I promise you. if you're feeling uncomfortable or uneasy, open those eyes. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to put your weight toward the front of your body, understanding what that feels like. I want you to go a little bit further because I want you to have to challenge yourself, because if I had a feather and you felt like that feather could literally make you fall over, so you're challenging your balance by putting your weight to the front of your body. Your eyes are closed or your eyelids are lowered or they're open. Okay? Now just come back to a stance. Again, even when I do that, and hopefully you're doing that and you're not focusing on me, you're focusing on yourself, because you are the most important person in this session. Understand that. What I want you to do is take that weight to the back of your body. I want you to put that weight in your heels, in your back, in your shoulder, in the complete. It's as if I got this wall here and I'm just going to trust myself and just try to teeter-totter a little bit back toward the wall, challenging my balance, putting my weight to the back of my body. So often, I promise you, we don't do this. We go with the sides and not the front and the back. So let's do that. Let's take a moment. Let's try to put that weight to the back. If your eyes are open, that's fine. If they're closed, that's fine. But put that weight to the back of you. There you go. Now bring it back, your balance. Open up your eyes. That little exercise in what we did, it may have made some of you uncomfortable, and that's okay, but understanding getting a little bit uncomfortable will help you in situations where you can know how to adjust. Let's say I'm in the shower and I reach to pick up the soap dispenser or whatever that is. That forward motion, I may have a moment where I need to adjust. So these type of exercises, and every time I'm with you, I try to give you things that I feel that are functional to life, that you can make applicable to life. So when it comes to my form of exercise, I feel like it is something that you do in disguise without knowing it. So balancing yourself front and back is something I want you to try. I want you to be able to be comfortable with that, and something that you're not intimidated by, okay? Putting that weight to the front and to the back, okay? Almost like your own little, I think it's called a metronome, I'm not sure, but you're just going front and back, giving yourself that, okay? Now, let's go with the sides. And before we lean to the side, I want you to feel comfortable shifting your weight to one side of your body. Again, you may think this is easy. It may be, but some people may cater to one side or another because they may have an injury. So shifting your weight, putting that weight on one side. If you've ever broken a limb, trust me, or if you're right-handed or left-handed, you will favor one side of your body. But being able to shift that weight to both sides of that body and feeling comfortable with that, okay? So we're doing that. We're just simply changing, shifting the weight. So literally, the side that I have the weight on, that is all of my body weight. This other side is just as light. Again, challenge yourself, shifting your weight from right to left, okay? Bring it back in the center. Now here, I want you to imagine you're at the Olympics. You're going to get that gold, that perfect 10. And at the Olympics, our performers, we're going to be on our own balance beam. And I want you to just pull your feet together. And I want you to take one foot, and it doesn't matter which, and just place it in front of the other. And when you do that, I promise you, immediately you've got to adjust. You've got one foot in front of the other, and you've got the toe and heel, they're connected. So it's heel to toe, it's right behind it. My feet are aligned. I've got one leg out in front of the other. I'm on my own balance beam. No, you can't have 2 feet there, so one foot is directly in front of the other. And I want you to feel and challenge yourself right now. I promise you, my back leg is shaking like a leaf. And I love it because it's waking up that muscle to say you've got to engage and balance. And I'm just on the floor, okay? I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to change legs. That little move will get those muscles fired up. I'm going to change. I'm going to put the opposite foot out here. And you notice how I put my hand out as if, I had to adjust to balance myself. And I hope you're doing the same. You're standing up nice and tall. I've got that heel to toe. And again, I promise you that back ankle is doing a little bit of shaking. And I'm okay with that. I hope you are as well. Okay? I'm going to change it out and just bring my feet together. That little move, and again, it was not major, but it will challenge you. Let's take that up a little bit. When I say take it up a little bit, we're going to just simply, wherever you're comfortable, because remember, I'm smart, but you and your body, you know your body. So right here, I want you to take it to the level where you're comfortable. I'm just simply going to bring my heel up so I've got my toe up. So this is, you know what? Some days, this is my balance. This is all I can give Jerri. This is it. I'm like, this is my balance, okay? If you're here, awesome. If you want to, I'm going to ask you to bring that leg up a little bit more. Challenge yourself. If you wobble, if you have to put it down to adjust, that is fine. Challenge that leg that's on the floor to work. There you go. I've got that leg up at 90 degrees. And some days, 90 degrees for me is not 90 degrees. So I've got it up, doing a little bit of a wobble. It's okay. I'm going to put it back down. I hope you tried that. Okay. Let's go with the opposite leg. And again, one side may be more of a challenge than the other. So we're going to start with that leg. I just got that foot propped up again. I want you to give me your balance. It's all about you, okay? If you're comfortable or whenever you're ready, I simply want you to bring the leg up. It's your 90 degrees. We're going to hold it for a few seconds. You may get a little bit of a shake. And guess what? It's okay. There we go. Jerri's wobbling. It's okay. There we have it. Place that foot down. If you're comfortable with raising your leg up, or if you're not comfortable, we're going to do that again, okay? I always tell you, feel your comfort zone when you do that, okay? But this time, I'm going to bring the leg up, and I'm going to hold it. I'm just going to bring that leg up and hold it. Try to hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, or maybe not, okay? We're going to put it down. Adjust. Hope you're still having fun, and I hope you understand the importance of balance in all of the activities that you do, be it if you're standing or sitting, okay? Let's go with the other leg, okay? Let's bring that leg up for 90 degrees, holding that leg up. It's up. We got that smile going. There we go. Now place it back down. When you do those moves, it may feel great, it may not feel great, but I want you to continue to do these type of moves. So again, that functional movement that you're doing every day. When you're walking upstairs or when you're just walking, understanding that one leg is up and both feet may not be connected to the ground or to the floor at all times. And by practicing and doing different balancing, it helps your body to adjust. It's like a memory. You know it, and it just comes back to you, okay? We're going to do a little bit more with our legs, and what I want you to do, at first we had that foot and that toe together. Now we're just going to cross it over, okay? So I've crossed one foot over the other. So it's a little bit different type of balance when I do that, okay? So I'm still going to try to make sure that my body is upright. I'm facing you, but I literally crossed one leg over the other. Both feet are on the floor. Heel is on the floor. It's not up. Both heels are securely on the floor, okay? And when you do that, and when you make that adjustment, I simply want you to feel comfortable and raising your arms out when you do that, okay? Your arms are out as if you're pulling your fingertips from one end to the other. You're just going to pull, 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 and then bring your arms down. Okay? Let's change it out. Let's uncross that. Let's cross over. Again, both feet are on the floor. Both heels are on the floor, and you're still facing forward. You're not turning. You're facing forward, although one leg is crossed over the other, okay? Right here, that balance, you're just gonna pull those arms out, just stretching as far as you can, those arms, stretching them out, pulling it out. You're balanced. You are completely balanced, okay? Bring those arms in, okay? We're gonna uncross it. Now, with our balance with those legs and feet, I want you to trust yourself and just simply take your foot off the floor just a little bit. This is just a slight lift. And it's going to require you to adjust differently from when you had your leg up at 90 degrees. You may say, well, Jerri, why are we doing this low? These are for those low things, those curves, things like that. When you misstep on a curve or something that's 2-3 inches, you think it can't do you any harm, but it can. So being able to balance at a lower height, okay? Putting that down versus up at a 90 degrees, because you've got balance and everything. You could be walking on a sidewalk and there's a dip in it. So I want you to be able to adjust, okay? Let's take the other leg. Again, it's low. It's just a low balance. That foot is barely off the floor or the ground, but I'm still adjusting shifting myself and balancing myself to stay up, even though the foot is closer to the ground. Bringing it back down, okay? Right here, we're gonna take the legs out, okay? When my legs are out, my balance, it is a little different versus when my legs are together, okay? So here with our balance, I'm going to reach for things. And when I say reach for things, I may be reaching up in a closet or reaching up. And when I do that and my legs are not together, I've got to adjust my balance. Even if I reach straight up, it's different from when my legs are together. Understanding that balance is so tricky, so intricate. Taking those arms up and then crossing those arms, lifting and putting things maybe in a cabinet, maybe on a closet shelf. Understanding that balance. A lot of times you may be able to reach something without getting a stool or a step ladder, but you still need to be able to get your balance. You know how people say maybe you have a wider stance or wider base, and if my legs are together and I'm reaching, it's a little different. And I want you to try that so you can feel what I'm saying versus seeing it. It's just like the air that we breathe. You're not seeing it, but you know that it's there. And if it's not there, immediately you recognize it. And that's the concept of what we're doing with our balance, okay? Can't see it, but you definitely can feel it. I want you to ask yourself, have you ever stood up and you say, oh my goodness, I feel lightheaded? Actually, are you lightheaded or are you unbalanced? So often we'll use that term, oh, I feel lightheaded, or maybe you are dizzy, but are you feeling comfortable with your balance? Recognizing that balance comes in so many different ways. And I want you to feel comfortable with that. So when you're standing up, I want you to feel comfortable adjusting your limbs to do just that, okay? Now, we're gonna try something. I hope you're comfortable. You're gonna give me that smile. Just like I took that foot out right in front of the other, I'm gonna go back and do that again, okay? But this time, it's a little bit more of a challenge. I'm gonna raise my heel up. You may think, well, wow, why would we do that? Again, you're going up steps, you're coming down steps, and I have fallen up steps before, let me admit it, okay? So I'm just gonna bring that heel up and raise up and give myself a little bit more of a balance when I do that, okay? Again, you don't have to, you can keep it down, but I have raised my heels to get my balance. You see me wobbling, it's okay. There you have it. Bring it down. Okay, let's change that out. And again, this is a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, so I've got that heel to toe. And once I get that heel to toe, and you notice I didn't even look down, I felt it. I knew my heel and my toe were right there together. And what I'm going to do is challenge myself to bring the heels up. And it may not be as high as it is when I did it the other way, but really, I tell you, I am challenged for this move. Just bringing that up. There we go. And I'm going to bring it down. Okay. Again, small moves, understanding how that balance comes into play. Okay. So now let's go with, we've done our legs. Let's think about our shoulders and our bodies when we think about balance. Okay. When we're picking up things, and you may be picking up, you may decide you just want to get all of the bags out of the car at once. So you've got something in your hand, something in this arm, and everything is just loaded here with that balance. I want you to feel comfortable with balancing with one arm. When I say that, I'm simply going to take one arm and I'm going to put it behind me, okay? And right here, I'm going to take this arm across without using the other arm. I instantly want to bring that arm up, but we're going to just go with one arm and balancing that way, using one arm, just one. Our balance, understanding what that is and how it feels different when I do that. Because again, you're so used to using both arms, both hands, both everything. But if maybe you're in a sling, so guess what? You can only use one arm or, whatever that is. Being able to modify and to adjust it, understanding that is balance, okay? So let's go the other way, okay? And when I put my hand behind me, I don't want to do it, but you got to. And understanding when you're bringing that arm across, feeling that, and it feels different when you're not utilizing both arms unilaterally, when it makes so much sense to do so, okay? Again, both hands, both arms, using them equally for balance and using one, alternating one at a time, okay? I'm going to give you one more move. Well, I say that, then I add two more, but this move, again, our legs, our feet, our hips, everything, understanding that balance. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring this leg up like I did before, and I'm going to challenge myself and take it out and in. Oh my goodness, a little bit more challenging. I promise you, my other leg is shaking. There we go. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try one more, extending the leg out and bringing it in. And I know if by any chance I fall, I know you won't laugh. I mean, I know you're going to be like, oh my goodness, let's make sure she's okay. And then it's okay to laugh. But let's try that other leg, okay? Again, bringing it up, getting that balance, and then just extending it out. Just a little turn with that. Challenging your balance. Oh my goodness, let's try two more. And let's try one more. Excellent, okay? Now, this time, I simply want you to take your feet. They're not together and they're not out wide. They're just kind of right under your hips, so to speak. And what I want you to do is bring those heels up, challenging your balance to come up, not forward. It's a little bit tricky because I want you to come up. Think about if I had an imaginary rope and I'm just pulling up from the center and you're coming straight up and then down. Not going forward, and that's what we did in the beginning to let you know the difference in these different planes of the body, okay? So let's try it again, okay? Let's come straight up and down. Come on, let's come up and down. We're going straight up with those heels, challenging that balance. Bring it up and down. And when we do that, again, you may not feel comfortable with that, but I would encourage you to do all of the moves that we did today. And it sounds silly, but I challenge you to do these moves on your own and to do these moves and lower your eyelids. It is an amazing workout to challenge your balance in that way. I had an opportunity to take a workshop once, and I thought, this is weird, but actually it was so beneficial because it allowed me to focus on what the actual activity was and not be concerned with really anyone else and really focus on getting my balance. And as we get older, we start to lose some of that. And I know that, sometimes we feel like, oh, that's not going to happen. But that's just the amount of life and living that you've experienced. And you lose a little bit of your balance. So it's so important, regardless of whatever age you are, to challenge yourself with it. So do me a favor. Let's go up. Let's try this 3 more times. Okay, let's go up and down. We're going straight up. Now, it's a difference in going up and going forward. This is going forward, okay? So I'm going up. I'm using that to elevate myself, to challenge myself with that. One more time. It's up and down. I have absolutely loved giving you balance today. I got to admit, it is something I have to do. I encourage you to do it. It is so beneficial in all of your activities that you're doing, being at home, whatever you're doing, that balance, it is a part of every activity. I'm telling you, you're playing baseball, you're playing basketball, you're walking. I don't care if you're getting out of your bed, you're balanced. So I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I'm going to check out and see what type of comments we have. I hope if you have questions, if you have comments, say them. We're here for you. We're here to make sure that we're giving you everything that you need. So I thank you so much, Tawana. I hope you were doing some balance when you weren't on the screen.
Hey, Jerry, thank you. Yes, that balance was important. I think we have a couple of folks making comments there. It was a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. So that's, people take things for granted. I think we're all guilty of that. Folks, yeah, I know I am. Folks, we're going to share with you some upcoming events, and we hope that you'll tune in for some of our other things that AARP Alabama has to offer. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Mindful Movement. Watch the commercial first, though.